Hello, fellow YouTubers, back with another video. This is part 5 of repairing this old fence. I did some stuff on it. We had a couple issues with the videos, so I just went ahead and did everything I needed to do. What we basically did is we screwed this corner into this back cross member right here. We just basically screwed them in. I screwed into the back to hold it down, and we screwed this part in here. This was it was weak, so I just basically screwed in. It's not perfect. We got some gaps. I'm not worried about it right now because we're going to be rebuilding this fence, and probably if it gets through the next year and it gets through the winter, which it should be fine. I mean, it's still pretty solid. I'm just hoping, because I got other projects and I'm thinking about doing some steampunk stuff down the road, like adding some metal into my woodworking, and like as far as like maybe putting some valves on and some parts that go into the bottom part of the tables, if I make any more tables or stands, and something like that. I mean, it's in the making. It gives you guys more stuff to look at and unique stuff. So I'm not a welder per se. My little brother is. He's been teaching me to weld. I'm not the greatest at it. I don't know how he does all the oxygen and all that stuff. He ain't explained that much to me. Just showed me how to run the gun pretty much. And he's been welding. He's a fantastic welder. Been welding for 30 years. I know he went into a couple companies and they wouldn't hire him because he was overqualified. It was a conflict of interest. They said that there's guys in there for 30 years that he would basically put him to shame. And but he did get some good jobs, and he's welded for some good companies. So he was just, I mean, he'd go into a job and they'd have their welder certs come in, the ladies that look at their welds, and they're like, and there's a female, I think I actually worked at Midbus with him, and there was a female inspector that come in, and she looked at all the welds and looked at my brother's, and she said, I'm gonna tell you, young man, she said, you got one of the best welds in this entire facility. She goes, but let me show you how to weld. And I guess she welded. My brother said, man, she smoked me, bro. But he's good. But she did say he had the best weld in that whole facility. So he's just a phenomenal welder, and he's trying to teach me because his hands, he's having trouble with his hands, ain't working like they used to. And we're in our 50s, man. We're getting older. Things start to go wrong and go astray. And I mean, I've got rotor cuff problems, I've got heart problems, diabetes, all that stuff is aging and just not living a healthy life as you could live. I'm trying to get that. We're doing a raised garden. Me and my granddaughter's doing a raised garden this year, and we put them in totes and basically I got stuff growing. I got tomatoes that are, and I just planted some about a week ago, and we got them spouting up already. And so everything should spout out of there. We got like 14 different veggies that'll be growing. So is it right? Sprinkled? No. But I just wanted to touch bases. Like I said, we got this deck to do. I may be adding on to this deck. My buddy said I could use his auger if I needed it. And like I said, we're gonna be redoing this deck, doing the legs. I may just extend that deck with a 2x4. We're talking about lagging another 2x4, and I'll have to get some lag bolts and get those lagged in, and go underneath and lag everything in and extend it, because I need at least 3 more inches so I just want to put a regular rail down instead of off to the side, because trying to put them off to the side I don't know, it just didn't, I don't like the way, I would have to concrete them in at that point, and I don't like the way it's set up. I like them to go down and look like it's supposed to be, like we got all around the rest of it. Like I said, I may extend it out this way. The only problem I'm having, if there's concrete here, I don't want to really mess with that. So I may have to extend it from the front and take it that way and off to the side, and leave this side the way it is. Because of the concrete, I don't want to have to break up concrete, and that's just a big job that I don't want to deal with. So I just, like I said, I wanted to get some more content out. You guys continue to watch and follow my videos. Everything gets hairy once in a while, and things get a little crazy, but like I said, I don't edit or cut nothing because everything's natural. I mean, if something's going to go wrong, if I got to leave and go grab something, or I forgot something, it's all there. You get to see it all as it unfolds, unwinds. It's natural. I know people say, oh, you should cut your edit and this and that and the other. I don't do, like, I try not to do hour-long videos. I mean, I suppose if we get into some of the projects, I'll split them up. Like, maybe I'll do a half an hour, maybe an hour at the most. I don't want to go much over an hour. half an hour it gets, you know, when it gets into like the detail and showing you what I'm doing, like screwing stuff down, you don't want bored with none of that. We just, everybody knows how to screw down. I can, you know, I'll go through it, and everybody has their way of doing it. It's your project. I always say, do it the way you want to do it. It's your project. Make sure, you know, wood's expensive, you know, so make sure when you're cutting, measure. If you got to measure it 20 billion times, I mean, measure it as many times as you need to make sure it's right, because you cut it, you mess it up. Sometimes you can compensate. I mean, 1/16 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch, okay, fine. But if you cut it to the point where you're too far off, then you've displaced that wood. Or what I always do, if I screw something up, I'm like, maybe I'll use this for another project on the road. I'll set it in my wood pile and just stack it. And if I need something smaller down the road, I can grab that. So don't just throw it away or anything. Try to repurpose it for something else. But like I said, if you damage something and you can't really, you know, use it or whatever, but most things you can try to reuse or repurpose for something else. Like take something else you want to build, something smaller, and use it. You never know. I don't try to save everything. I mean, I've got 3 shelves, giant shelves in my shop, as you guys can see. I got wood stacked. I'm getting ready to tear that top layer because I didn't actually finish the top shelf. I put the beams and everything laid across it. I want to eventually shelf that in like I did the other shelf. So I got 1, 2, the bottom shelf. I'd have to look at it. I think it's just the bottom shelf I did. I didn't do the middle or the top. I just ran the runners around across. But I'll take that apart and take all that wood off, and eventually we'll be building that. And that ain't hard. I can show you guys how to do that. I did the bottom part. We just put boards in, screw them in all the way across, and then the wood sets on it. We can have that second. I made it enough if I wanted to get another smaller shelf on top, but that's down the road. We're looking at things down the road, and for more content. And you guys, I'll show you. Follow me along with that, and just follow me on this journey. There's gonna be up and downs. There's gonna be mistakes. Things are gonna go wrong. That's a fun of. That's a neat of seeing it. You know, hey, it's fun because hey, you goofed up, and I don't want to say, oh, you drove a screw through his finger and it stuck to the wood. None of that kind of stuff. Nobody wants that. No accidents or anything. I don't, God forbid anyone get harmed or hurt, and I've seen accidents happen and some bad ones happen. So always be safe. Try to use, I don't always use my safety glass. I should. I use cut gloves that I don't cut my hands. So ain't going to stop that. It'll go through that glove. So just try to use safety. Use your glasses. I should be wearing my breathing apparatus that keeps me from breathing in the dust, and I should be doing that more. And it's all about. I was a safety coordinator. I had a boss, Jeff, and there was a couple of us. We were under him. We were basically his coordinators, and we did all the stuff in the factory. Looked to make sure stuff was safe and fire hydrants weren't blocked and all that good stuff. So I've had a lot of jobs in my life. I did a lot of factory work. We did meetings and stuff like that. And we went and discussed things that were added. I actually added water stations in every part of the plant where we worked for the mixers, because we had a gentleman get cut, and there was wash stations, that wash stuff off and all that, but we had 2 of them. If you had to run across the plant, and he got cut pretty bad, so I have a hold of him. I'm running him to the thing to try to get, wash so we can see how bad it was. He got I think 8 stitches. It was pretty bad. So, and that went through, and I had badges for every time I got something done. They gave me a different badge, and I had badges all over my shirt, so it was kind of neat. But with that being said, like I said, I did a lot of jobs, but I had a pallet business. I now have a woodworking business I'm trying to get going. I do computers. It's your PC Surgical Center. We're talking about doing some precision PCs for gaming, budget wise. So there's a lot of people out there that's less fortunate and can't afford a lot. So I see computers that are $1,800 and $1,900. If I can build a computer for $700, of course I need to make a little bit, but I'm going to try to jumble it so somebody, people can't go out and spend thousands and thousands of dollars on a computer. So we're going to try to make it good enough to play modern games and be able to put enough in it where I can make a little bit of money. Yet, you know, I got to make something. You know, you just can't give it away for free. But it ain't going to be $1,800. I'm going to try to do it for $1,000 maybe. You know, if I can get 600 in it and get 1,000, I've made money. You know, because you can't sell it for what you got in it. You'll never make any money. Business ever succeed. You got to try to juggle that. You know, I'm not wanting to be rich or get rich off anyone. I can help somebody out and they can get a good computer for a decent price and it's affordable for them. So, and God willing, God, you know, when things happen, He says to pay it forward. We always try to pay it forward, and sometimes during Christmas and stuff, we'll give away like a laptop to a kid that needs it, or somebody needs a laptop. Hey, we're giving a free laptop away. It's all ready to go, Windows 11 and everything. It's got this amount of RAM, blah, blah, blah. It's got everything with it. So, but, and maybe down the road, when we get further down, I'll build some things. Maybe I'll put them up for a giveaway, or we'll do a raffle or something. You know, something down the road. We'll see how that all goes. And I got to get a mic, and I want to get a zoom button thing. I don't know how they do it. I see people zoom in and out, and I don't know how they do it. I don't want to be touching my phone to zoom in and out. Or maybe I'll get a guy to help me with my videos eventually once we take off. But as far as that, I just wanted to touch base with y'all. I appreciate y'all watching my videos. I'll have more. Like I said, I just started doing this a couple months ago, so I'm still, I mean, I hear people take a couple years, you know, maybe even more. They're still learning on this stuff, so I don't know everything there is to know either. I might be a computer guy, but I'm not an Android guy. You know, I don't mess with phone. My wife's a phone person. I get on a computer, I can do my computer thing, but I'm not the greatest with phones. It's a different platform for me. It's Android versus, you know, Windows, but I pretty much know Windows. I've been doing it for 25, 30 years, you know, so it's a long time to be doing computers, and there's always new stuff that's coming around and things I don't even know. I have to relearn, like the new Windows 7, Windows 6, or Windows 7, Windows 8, you know, they had 9, which was a proto they didn't come out with, and they had Windows 10, Windows 11. I hear Windows 12's coming out. We had ME, 98, I mean, all of them, way back in the day, Vista. I mean, I've been through all the, I remember my first computer was a 72 computer, it was an all-in-one. And it had the floppy disk drive. It was almost like, what was it? Linux, the hyphen, colon, whatever. Been a long time messing with that stuff too. We do some Linux stuff still, but like I said, things modernized, and you got to keep up with today's modernization. So I mean, you got to be with the times. So I'm always constantly learning. There's things that come up on computers that you look at like, oh great, I ain't seen that before. Well, we got to fix her anyway. I got a brother who's pretty smart. He does all my, he's more, I don't do the servers as far as he does. I know a little bit, but he's really good at them. And he's real techy. I do the drivers and set the windows up, and I can tweak them and do all this and that and different things. I can, you know, we tear them apart, change RAM. I do screens, you know, all that stuff. So I mean, it's all a process and figuring that out. But I've been switching gears a lot, doing kind of bouncing between this and the computers, because I'm working with a good friend of mine now that he's he's electronic scrapper, and what we can sell, we sell. What we can't, we scrap. And we just, when it sells, I get my portion, he gets his portion, and that's how we do it. He's really fair.
No trespassing?
Oh, it's all right, honey. It's beware of dog. Yeah, that's if somebody comes. He knows us, and he's our neighbor. He's a good guy. I'm not worried about all that. But anyway, like I said,
he said, beware.
I'm doing a video, honey. Okay, Papa's in the middle of a video. I know what it says, honey. I see it. It's just he don't want anybody on his property that ain't supposed to be there. He doesn't know. He knows us. So I watched his house and his car for him a couple weeks ago. So, but anyway, I'm sorry. My granddaughter's into beware of signs and all this, and I'm trying to explain to her that he puts those on. You don't want people in your yard messing with your stuff when you're not there, or whatever. So, trying to explain that to her. But anyway, I appreciate you all watching. We're gonna mount this, and I'll get back to you. I'll do one last small video letting you know how it came out and show you how it mounted and works and all that. And I appreciate y'all watching. Like and subscribe, give it a big thumbs up. God bless y'all. Be safe till the next video, and thank you much.